And our next candidate, I was pleased to meet during the election campaign. He invited George and some of the campaigners to come to his area in Thornton, facing a disastrous issue of the closure of the local health centre as a product of accumulated so-called reforms which are destroying our National Health Service. Pat Mulligan.
Thank you very much. I'm awestruck at the turnout today. How many people are making up the back? There's the other hall across the way. There is a total desire and hunger for change in Bradford. Make no mistake about that. I travel with my job, and people are, in the main, surprised to see somebody who is, in their view, middle class, middle-aged, standing as a candidate in all places Bradford, because everyone has their own ideas about how things should be. I shared this story with a few people earlier on today. I went to a birthday party for my 6-year-old son yesterday, and I was in a room of similar white, middle-class, middle-aged people. 20 of them. And the elephant in the room was me, not wanting really to discuss the fact that I might be standing for respect as a councillor. One of the gentlemen said, Pat, are you standing to be a councillor? And as he said it, my heart fell. And I thought, 20 people, poor wee boy's birthday, poor Lewis, 20 people and poor wee Lewis are going to have a completely different experience here on in. And just simple little bits from that conversation, that little spark. Are you opposed to the cuts? Yes. It's said in The Guardian today that the Labour Party aren't opposed to the cuts. No, they're all of a sudden following the austerity measures that have been laid out by the government. The government, since they came into power, all they've said is the Labour Party have caused this problem. The Labour Party have caused this problem. The Labour Party have caused this problem. I'm sure we're all bored of hearing it. The Labour Party have just admitted it's their problem now. And it's not. We need to invest in people. We need to invest in our kids. I'm very proud to be a governor in the school in my village. I'm very proud that we managed to maintain funding through a lot of adversity. We managed to maintain funding for our children's centre. Our children's centre, in its latest Ofsted report, was described as good with elements of excellent. In Bradford, that is not short of a miracle. If you get involved in your community, if you affect change, you can make change. And if you're sitting at home thinking to yourself, it's not for me, politics, because it's not for me. I'm not a politician. I've never stood. I've been involved in the Labour Party since I was 5 years old because my father is an activist. But I'm disaffected. I hear what they're saying, and I don't believe any of them. George has put himself out there by standing here in Bradford. And the people of Bradford have overwhelmingly, unanimously decided that he can affect massive change on our city. I'm a bit starstruck because Mohammed from Bradford British is at the front here, and he will be signing autographs at my table later on. Is it not supposed to be? Do you want me to take a picture of you, Mohammed? Guys, we do need help. We do need support. We do need funding. We're not the Labour Party. We're the real Labour Party, but we're not the Labour Party. We don't have millions of pounds coming into our coffers every week. We don't have the trade unions in our pocket. We're not electing our leader on the basis that the trade union think it's a good idea. Work that one out. We're not funded by private business in the way the Conservative Party are. We are shaking the can here. We need your support. We need you to mobilise yourselves. We need you to have conversations with people in your community. If you can come out and canvass for us, if you can come out and leaflet for us, that's fantastic. But you know what would be more fantastic? If people went out and rather than just because they've got a leaflet or just because they've seen a poster, they think, do you know what? I'm going to vote. I'm going to make sure, for the first time for a lot of people, I'm going to vote in this election because this party can change things. Make no mistake. 12 people. If we all get elected, and there's no reason, when you meet these individuals face to face, you will find out that they are all truly passionate to be involved in what they're doing. There is absolutely no reason we can't get in on the morning of May the 4th. There's no reason at all, because the work you've done to get George to where he is now has been incredible and has been observed on a worldwide platform. From here, from these 12, we need to grow this, and we need to grow it quickly. And we need disaffected people all over the country who've sat and gone, where are the Labour Party? They've moved right of centre almost now. Moving away from these cuts has been a big mistake for the Labour Party. We need to capitalise on it. We need our boys back from Afghanistan while they're still alive.
Thanks.
The Bradford Spring is well and truly upon us, and I need you guys to help us ride that wave. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Pat. Our next speaker, I think, would also qualify as someone who's been very active in the community, but turned off by the old politics, because that was what politics was supposed to be about. Politics is about something different now in Manningham, and our voice in Manningham is Ishfaq Ahmed.
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, elders, Assalamu alaikum. For those that don't know me, my name is Ishtiaq Ahmed, and I'm the Respect Party candidate for the Manningham ward. It is a great honour and privilege to be standing here today for the celebration of George Galloway's great victory over a fortnight ago. Although I say it is George's victory, but indeed it was a victory for the whole of Bradford. Destiny is not a matter of chance, it is a matter of choice. It is not a thing to be waited for, it is a thing to be achieved. And every day we make choices that lead to the formation of our destiny. You, as a voter in this coming local election, should be critical in choosing your local councillors. Let us not be deceived by the masks worn by second-rate politicians who only remember the marginalised part of our society during the election period. These politicians are the kinds who have been preying on the voting public in Bradford on the basis of brotherism and clan politics. Fellow Bradfordians, the opportunity is in our hands to stop this cycle that prevails in our political scene. For too long, we have allowed a small group of incompetent people to hijack the political arena in Bradford, and they have not allowed anyone else to enter unless either related through brotherly or blood. Poor leadership and a lack of real vision has led to a stifling of any development. The voters, especially the youth, have let their voices be heard now. Older people have now realised that the younger people are listening and that they are paying attention to what is going on in the world. And this has been evident over the last month in Bradford West by-election campaign. We are not a market of promises that are to be broken. Let us search deeper and look for the truth beyond their masks. Let us be wise in choosing. It is time for us to speak up and be different. For once, let us vote for integrity, for performance, and for the honour of this great city of Bradford that we all love. Always remember, we choose our joys and sorrows long before we experience them. I am greatly privileged to be nominated as a Respect candidate for the Manningham ward. I feel honoured to have got this far. Some of you have known me for a long time now. I've worked in community development for over 15 years, and I'm currently working for a mental health organisation in Manningham. Every day I see people who have been let down by our policy and decision makers in Town Hall and the NHS. Allow me to please briefly share with you why I ask you for your vote to become the first Respect councillor in Manningham and indeed in Bradford. There are so many reasons why, but I have a short time to talk with you. I will just focus on just 3. Firstly, I want to become a Respect councillor because I believe passionately in our party's values of equality, tolerance, community and solidarity. I want to help put these values into action in the city of Bradford as a whole. Secondly, I feel totally passionate about the Manningham ward. I was born in Manningham, and my family has lived in this locality since the early 60s, when my father came here as a young man to seek employment and prosperity. I went to the local schools, and the experiences which have shaped my politics are there, and I can see how much needs to be done here to reverse the Labour Council's reign of neglect in Manningham. Thirdly, as a party, we need to be campaigning for better education and tougher measures against antisocial behaviour, i.e. drugs and crime, which are blighting the lives of all of us who live here. I also feel strongly that we need to be campaigning vigorously for better facilities for the ward's youth, who make up a significant population of all the residents who live there. We can help them get away from thinking that the only path available to them is a life of crime. With you, myself, and all of our candidates would lead a strong campaign to fight for these things that I think you would be proud to be part of. Thank you.